Welcome to today's webinar on the 2017 ASPPH Annual Data Collection Cycle. My name is Christine Pleppies, and I'm joined today by my colleagues Emily Burke and Robin Brigham. We will be covering the 2017 data elements, system functionality, and pointing out changes from previous years. As we go through the presentation, you may submit questions by typing them in the comment box in the GoToMeeting section on your screen. We will answer these questions at the end of the presentation, answering as many questions as time will allow. In addition, we will post a recording of the webinar on the Data Center portal. Technology is an amazing thing. However, if at any time it does not work for you, please disconnect. Please attempt to log back onto the webinar. ASPPH staff will troubleshoot any problems, and if reconnection is not possible after 5 minutes, we will send an email with information regarding next steps. The ASPPH Data Center was created in 1974 to implement an annual data collection system. The Data Center has grown considerably since its creation, and in recent years has made great strides using the latest technology for data collection and analytics. One major stride was achieved this past week when we launched the new ASPPH Data Center portal. This portal brings multiple academic public health data resources under one password-protected site. We are hosting another webinar on September 20th to introduce users to the new ASPPH Data Center portal. You may register for the webinar by logging into the Data Center portal and clicking on Support. The registration link can be found under the General Data Center Information dropdown. I will now turn the webinar over to Emily and Robin to get us started.
Thanks, Christine. We will begin by briefly reviewing the line of communication regarding data collection and our members. Each school dean or program primary representative has designated 1 to 2 data administrators at their institution. Once data administrators have been assigned, Data Center staff communicate directly with those administrators. Data administrators are responsible for assigning data users to the system, along with those data users' access rights to the various data sections. Once you have been granted access as a data administrator or user and have acquired your login credentials, you can log in to the ASPPH Data Center portal. You submit and warehouse your institution's data on the data collection module. You can access data reports and dashboards that allow for analyses and benchmarking on the data analytics module. The user management system has changed for the 2017 collection cycle, so I will begin by quickly demonstrating these changes before handing it off to Robin to speak to data reporting. Starting with the 2017 collection cycle, all user management will now be done on the Data Center Portal Analytics module and not the Data Collection module. If you are a data administrator for your institution, you will now find a Manage Users button located at the upper right-hand side of the homepage after you log in. This is opposed to previous years where the Manage User button was accessed by clicking on Go for the collection module. As you can see, this is where data administrators add users, set their access rights, deactivate old users, email all the data users, and a new feature of user management is the ability to review institutions' request queue. Anyone can now request an account on the Data Center portal, and if they are from your institution, as the data administrator, you must now approve of their addition to the Data Center portal. You will receive an email notification letting you know that someone has requested an account. You can review who has requested an account with your institution and approve or deny this request by clicking on the Request Queue button. What is different this year is that now user rights are tied to the dashboards and reports that you have given them access to. That includes My Analytics, admissions, students, graduates, graduate outcomes, faculty and staff, salary, financial, and soon CPH, undergraduate data, and special projects, as well as Steve dashboards. By clicking on a user, you can edit their rights, and you can determine whether or not this user should have access to the data collection module. If you say yes, that user will be able to input and submit data. And with that, I will take us over to the collection side. Robin and I will now walk you through how to report your data and go over some changes we have made for the 2017 collection cycle. To navigate to the data collection module, what you'll do is click on the data collection button on the data analytics login screen.
Thanks, Emily. Now you are looking at the institution switchboard. You can select any year of available data. This means you can add or edit data to keep your institution's data warehouse as up to date as possible. The analytics dashboards and reports will update with any changes following the data collection cycle. However, we will not update previously published annual data reports. So now I'm going to click 2017 and click Go. I am now on my institution's landing page. Before I begin entering data, I would like to point out the tabs on the ribbon at the top of the screen. The switchboard tab will bring you back to the screen we were just on. Next, we have the support tab, which provides user manuals, instructions and data definitions, webinars and videos, FAQs, and data center contact information. This webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded here as well. So in the gray box here, you are viewing some general instructions. Underneath that are the 5 sections for which we collect data: demographics, graduate outcomes, faculty, salary, and financials. In addition, each section has instructions and video demonstrations that will appear in a pop-up window if you click on the link. The video demonstration for the degree attributes and graduate outcomes section is coming soon. And before we move on, you can see that we have a new staff section in Works, which we plan on including in the 2018 annual data collection. What we need from our members during this collection cycle is for those reporting data for their institution to complete a short survey regarding their staffing at their institution. We are seeking our members' input on how to make this section and the corresponding data useful to our membership. The survey link will be coming soon in the next couple weeks. Now let's go over inputting or uploading demographics data, as this data section has changed for the 2017 collection cycle. As you can see, under the demographics header, you now have the option to report data by either doing a CSV combined upload or a manual input. The Data Center added the degree attributes table to align data collection with the 2016 criteria published by the Council on Education for Public Health. Let's go over reporting data through the manual input of data. You will enter degree attributes data, which will populate all 5 sections for demographics. After you have entered all of your degree attributes data, you will go into each demographic section and enter the counts for each degree and area of study combination by race and gender. Let's go over this process step by step. The pink box on this page provides general instructions on inputting your data manually or uploading, as well as a link to our support tab, where you will find additional information on inputting and uploading degree attribute information for the demographics section. The time period for collection of applications, acceptances, new enrollments, and graduates is the previous academic year. So this year, you will be reporting admissions and graduate data for the 2016-2017 school year. Student data is a snapshot of this current fall term. So you will enter the count of new and continuing students enrolled in the fall term of the 2017-2018 school year. And finally, when in doubt, always defer to how you would report to SPPH. If you are at a school of public health, SPPH will access our system to review your new enrollment data. In addition, SPPH will be reviewing faculty and financial data. Before we enter any data, let's review the drop-downs listed under Add Degree. First, we have the degree. You will notice the information icon, which is located next to the title of each drop-down. If you click on the icon, a pop-up window will appear showing the data codes and corresponding descriptions. And next, we have area of study, degree category, degree type, and finally, delivery type. To add a degree to all 5 demographic subsections, you will need to select the appropriate degree information from the 5 drop-downs that we just reviewed. So now we will manually enter a degree to all demographics sections. So select MS, Health Infer from Area of Study. If you have any questions about our list of degrees in areas of study, call us. We are happy to help you crosswalk your programs to our data codes. And health informatics is a new area of study that we added this year at the recommendation of the Data Advisory Committee. So now we're going to select public health from the degree category dropdown. Select academic from the degree type. And select campus-based from delivery type.
We'll do distance-based for this one.
That also works. Now I will click Add Save. And as you can see, the degree attribute information that I just entered is displayed below. If you would like to edit your data, click on the degree. Actually, I have a correction to that. To delete a row of data, you select the action dropdown, and you can select delete selected, but first you will want to select the gray box next to the degree, and then choose action dropdown, like that. You can also sort your data. By area of study or degree by using the Sort By dropdown. You can see that we also have a new total feature, which shows the total number of degrees that you just added. Now I will enter head counts within the application section by clicking on the blue link as you saw at the top of the table. You can also click the Home button and open each demographic section from there. As you can see, all of the degrees and degree attribute information I just entered is already here. To enter counts by gender and race ethnicity, simply click on the degree you wish to enter counts for. Within this pop-up window, you will enter all counts for this degree. Don't forget to click Save when you're done. Once you have entered all of your application's counts, you can navigate over to acceptances by clicking the Acceptances link located above the table. And also, do not forget to click the orange Submit button located towards the bottom of the page. I will now briefly go over uploading a CSV file to the demographics section, as that format has changed. And as you can see, Now all of the demographic subsections are listed below. We have applications, acceptances, new enrollments, students, and graduates, and those will appear after you enter your first rows of degree attributes data. All right. To upload a CSV file to report your demographics data, you must include each demographics subsection. This means degree attributes, degrees, area of study, race, ethnicity, gender, and citizenship counts in one single CSV file. In the past, to enter data via a CSV file upload, users had the option of uploading a combined or uploading separate CSVs for each demographics subsection. To learn more about formatting your combined demographics CSV file, simply click on the Sample CSV File button to view an example of how the CSV file should be formatted so that you can successfully upload the file. We have also included a CSV template which provides rows for combined demographics data to revise and upload. Please make sure that you remove the top row and column headings before you upload the file. And as always, we are happy to walk you through the upload process or to assist with CSV troubleshooting. Next, we will show how to enter data for the Graduate Outcomes section by clicking on the Graduate Outcomes header. This is a section where you enter information about what your graduates are doing. You should include graduates from the class of 2015-2016. It is up to you and your institution to decide how you collect this information from your grads. We just ask that you submit the data in this format. The support page has a sample survey and other suggestions for collecting this information. For instance, LinkedIn, faculty follow-up, exit survey, etc. All of the data elements are defined in the data definitions document on the support page. You can also use the info buttons next to each column header. Here you can see the definitions for the 7 possible graduate outcomes. Let's enter a row of data from a graduate who is employed. Next, let's select the employment type, followed by the sector, and employment detail. We've added a few new options here, specifically around healthcare. Now we will report whether or not this is the same position the graduate had prior to seeking the public health degree. We'll enter the salary, first year bonus. And when you tab over, you will notice the cell automatically will fill with unknown. Debt of the most recently conferred degree. And finally, the most recently conferred degree and area of study. Then you must click Add Save to populate the table below. Now, let's enter a row for a graduate that is pursuing further education. First, you will select Continuing Education. And this graduate is pursuing a DRPH, so we are going to select Public Health for the area of further study. Next, you will enter debt for the degree that was just conferred, which in this case is $2,500. Finally, you select the degree and area of study that was just conferred. And again, don't forget to click Add Save. Now you can begin to see your table populating. What's great is that you can sort by a number of variables in your table using the Sort By dropdown. You can use the Action dropdown to upload or export a CSV or to delete a row of data. And again, before you delete a row of data, make sure you check the gray box. Don't forget to use the Notes section at the bottom of the screen to make notes to yourself, other users, or ASPPH staff. Several users enter information here to provide historical context or to alert data submitters on their data nuances. Each data collection section has a notes field. Additionally, there is also a new total feature for graduate outcomes where you can view a count of the number of outcomes that you have entered. So now that we've covered the graduate outcomes data, Emily will take over and show everyone how to enter data for the faculty section. To do that, we just need to click Home and the gray ribbon at the top of the screen.
Great, thanks, Robin. We're going to click on Faculty to get us into the data reporting tool. Now, before you go entering all of this data, I must encourage you to see what, if any, faculty data was entered in the previous data collection cycle. As a quick reminder, you do that by clicking Switchboard in the gray ribbon at the top of the screen on your home screen and selecting 2016 from the data collection dropdown. If there's data in there, you can export it to a CSV, make any updates, and then re-enter the system in 2017 and upload it to faculty. This will save you considerable time. If you do not want to employ this method, you have the option of manually entering the data using these dropdowns or uploading a CSV. Similar to the graduate outcomes section, this data is not collected in the aggregate. So let me walk you through this. Again, this peach box shows some basic information. Please note that the time frame is the same as the student time frame, meaning the fall term of academic year 2017-2018. And you can see here which faculty you should and should not be including. As a rule of thumb, always defer to how you would like to see your information. Now let's add a faculty person. First, I will select a full academic title, a faculty type, gender, race, ethnicity, months of appointments. Now, if your institution operates on a 10 or 12-month cycle, you'll use 9 for 10 and 11 for 12. The full-time equivalent, which can be anything up to 1.0, tenure status, and their department. And again, we've added health informatics, so I'll select that this time. You'll want to hit the Add Save button to populate the table below. Please note that all of the definitions for these variables can be found in the data definitions documents on the support page. And again, you'll see that we've added this total feature to the faculty section, which will show you the total number of faculty that have been entered. And in addition, on this page, you can click View Detail to see a pop-up that'll show all of your faculty counts by the full academic title. As in other sections, you can leave notes for the data center staff or for others in this notes field. And again, don't forget to click Submit once you're ready to submit your data. Now let's move on to the salary section. You'll see that you can upload a CSV for both the non-administrators and administrator salary subsections. And again, in this section, we encourage you to recycle last year's data. If you do choose to use manual data entry, you'll use the drop-down boxes here by first selecting a full academic title, and I'm going to select Assistant Professor. Department, tenure status, TR stands for tenure track, new hire, year of terminal degree, physician status. And here you'll either enter an 11-month or a 9-month salary. And again, if you do operate on the 10 or 12, you'll use 9 for 10 and 11 for 12. Here I'll enter a 9-month salary to show you how the system will calculate an 11-month equivalent. And endowed chair status. I'd like to note that you'll only be asked to enter new hire status for assistant professors as well as that terminal degree year. As you can see, we have the same total feature that you saw in all the previous data sections, as well as that detail button. I'd also like to mention that you'll need to enter the full salary of the faculty person, regardless of whether or not your school or program funds that full salary. And the system automatically, as I mentioned earlier, calculates the 11-month equivalent salary if your institution reports data on the 9-month cycle. Now I'll take you over to the administrator section to take a look at that. This is where you submit salary data on administrative faculty and staff. The term administrator is meant to be inclusive of assistant deans, associate deans, senior associate deans, department chairs, and so on and so forth. And functionally, because this subsection is so similar to the others with the drop downs and the action drop down and the sort by function, I'm going to skip over adding a faculty person here. Which means we're on to our final section, finances. In order to enter the financial section, you'll need to click on sources of revenue. Again, you'll see this box up here with some general information. And this cycle, you'll be entering data from the 2016-2017 fiscal year. Below are the fields for entering both operating and non-operating funds and expenditures. And the information button next to each section title will provide more information about the required field. Where you see an edit link, you'll need to provide more information. For instance, this edit link next to grants and contracts allows you to enter information on your restricted funds. Any fields that are listed in red, such as these over here, are not required for ASPPH annual reporting. However, they are required by CEPH. So you may want to enter them here so that you can easily export this data when it comes time for your self-study. The demographics student section also includes some CEEF required data on doctoral students. One thing to note that's a little bit different about the financial section is that in order to submit, you must first click preview. Then you'll see the submit button at the bottom of the screen. Now I'm going to take us back to our landing page so that we can move on to some question and answer. I'll be reviewing the questions that have been typed into our question box on the GoToMeeting chat box. And if you have any questions now that we've completed the demonstration, please type them into the GoToMeeting question box. All right. Our first question is about how many users a data administrator can add to the system. And I'm going to turn this one over to Robin.
So the answer to that is you can add as many users as you would like. And we really encourage you to really seek out people who will be able to help you best enter your institution's data and give them access to whatever will help you enter data and be successful in this collection cycle. So it's really, it's unlimited.
Sure, and just to add to that, we also encourage you to add your faculty and staff to the system, specifically for use of the dashboards and reports. As we add more functionality on the analytics module, we do encourage other users beyond the data reporters to be using the system. And we are happy to provide some one-on-one member consultation, some tailored consultation to you and all of your users. Sure. So I'm seeing a question here about the previous academic year, and the question is, does this include autumn of 2016, spring of 2017, and summer of 2017? And the answer to that is, again, report the way you would report to SEEF. For instance, if you're reporting to SEEF your new enrollments as the autumn 2016, spring 2017, and summer 2017, that's how we would like you to report to us. If you have a winter term in there, also include that. Otherwise, it's your 16-17 academic year, which is a little bit flexible among our membership and does differ by institution. Oh, I see a question here. When will the data system close? And that answer to that is Friday, December 8th. And once it closes, we do publish the data over to the dashboards and reports. And at that time, we also give the accreditation specialists over at the Council on Education for Public Health, we do give them access to the data for our member schools to review your new enrollments, your faculty, and your financial data. And here's a question. If we do the CSV combined upload, do we need to do manual input for degree attributes? And the short answer is no. If you need assistance with the combined upload, the CSV combined upload, because it is a little bit different this year, please call us. We're more than happy to help you with that. And another question, can multiple users upload individual CSV files to the various demographic categories? We have a different registrar for different degrees. Yes, you can upload multiple CSVs. However, each CSV would need to follow the CSV combined upload template. So for instance, if you wanted to report your MPH degrees on one CSV and your PhDs on another CSV, you can do that, but they would both have to go through the CSV combined upload feature. One of our members is excited about this new degree attributes table and wants to know if they have a degree that is both online and on campus, how should that be reported? And I think that if you were to look at the support tab for more information on this, or perhaps I'll take you over to these instructions, you can make some sense of that. A campus-based degree refers to the degrees or concentrations that are earned completely on campus learning, where direct face-to-face interaction is required, whereas distance-based refers to degrees or concentrations that can be earned completely via distance learning or with minimum face-to-face interaction required. Now, we have deferred to SEEF's definitions as required in the new 2016 criteria. We'll follow up with SEEF to get more information, but it is my impression that in order to report something as campus-based, the student must be on campus for all learning. All right, we don't have any more questions, so I am going to say thank you all for joining us and toss it back over to Christine to sign us off.
Thank you, Emily, and thank you, Robin, for that introduction, and thank you all for attending. If we didn't get to your questions, we will respond to you. We have them on our system here with your name. I see a few more have just popped up, so we will respond to you directly. And once again, this webinar will be recorded, and we have another one coming up on the data center portal specifically, and then I do believe another one on how to do report for annual data again as well. So that information is on the data center portal under the support tab. Thank you all for attending, and send us all your questions. We're happy to help you report your data.